Everybody wants to grow, everybody wants to be great, but nobody wants to leave their comfort zone to get there. And that's the contradiction that's holding people back. See, comfort feels good, but it will kill your calling. It's soft, it's warm, it's safe, but you don't grow in safe places. You grow in stretching places, in scary places, in uncertain spaces where you've got to depend on discipline, not convenience. Comfort is where dreams go to die, and the truth is, as long as you're prioritizing comfort, you're sacrificing your potential. That's a trait too many people are making every single day without even realizing it. They're choosing to stay small because small feels familiar. But let me educate you on something. You weren't built for small. You weren't created to stay on the sidelines, to hide your gifts, to repeat the same average cycle every year. You were built to grow, to expand, to evolve, to dominate. But you cannot grow and stay comfortable at the same time. You want a stronger mind, you've got to stretch it. Read things that challenge you. Learn things that feel foreign. You want a stronger body. You've got to stress it. You want stronger discipline? Then stop doing what feels good and start doing what gets results. All growth is built on resistance. And resistance never lives in comfort. Look at nature. A tree doesn't grow by staying a seed. It has to break the shell, push through the dirt, reach for light. That's pressure. That's discomfort. But that's what pride doesn't fly until it fights through the cocoon. That's pain. But that pain produces wings. So what makes you think you're any different? You've been praying for next level, but next level requires next level pain tolerance. It demands next level focus. It asks for a version of you that doesn't need it to be easy. It just needs it to be worth it. Comfort says I take it easy. Growth says I take responsibility. Comfort says you've done enough. Growth says that there's more in you. Comfort will keep you locked in a routine that doesn't challenge you, around people who don't push you, doing tasks that don't stretch you. And you'll wake up one day wondering why your life hasn't changed. That's because you never stepped up. Let me give you something real. The zone of comfort is the zone of control, lives outside of what you can control. So as long as you're clinging to what's safe, predictable, and easy, you are clinging to the old you. But the new you, the best you, the version that crushes goals and lives with purpose, that version is waiting outside the walls you built to protect your comfort. Think about the greatest breakthroughs in your life. They didn't come from sitting still. They came from risk, from stepping on something unfamiliar. From saying, I don't know how this ends, but I'm going to take the step anyway. That's why greatness is born. And here's what they won't tell you. You can be talented and still stay small. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you keep choosing easy over excellence, you will live beneath your purpose. Period. Stop playing it safe. Safe won't save you from regret. Safe won't unlock your potential. Safe won't put you in rooms you are destined to lead in. The job you hate might be safe, but it's slowly killing your joy. The routine you're stuck in might be predictable, but it's keeping you from your power. You've got to challenge yourself. Wake up earlier than you feel like. Study harder than you're used to. Have the hard conversations, take the scary steps. Show up when it's inconvenient, because that's where growth happens. Not on the couch, not in the comfort zone, not in repetition of what you've already mastered. And here's the truth, it won't feel good at first. You'll doubt, you'll be sore, you'll want to quit, but that pain, that struggle, that's the signal that you're doing something right. You are breaking through, you are building capacity, you are growing. So stop asking for easy, start demanding more from yourself. Start stepping into rooms that make you nervous. Start doing work that forces you to level up. Stop surrounding yourself with people who keep you comfortable. Stop finding people who force you to stretch. Because if you're always safe, you'll always be small. And I don't care how good you are, small is not your destiny, safe is not your legacy. You were not born to blend in, you were born to break limits. So if you're tired of average, get uncomfortable. If you're tired of repeating the same results, get uncomfortable. If you want to truly grow, destroy your comfort zone and build discipline in its place. The comfort zone is the graveyard of greatness. And if you stay there, you'll bury everything you are meant to become. Fear will lie to you. Every time, it'll tell you that you're not qualified, that you'll feel that people will laugh, that no one will support you. It will whisper to you in the quiet moments telling you it's safer to wait. So stay small, to take the easy road. But understand something, fear is not truth. Fear is a false teacher. And if you let it lead, it will drive your life into mediocrity. Fear shows up loud when you're close to purpose. That's how you know you're on the right track. Because fear doesn't fight people who aren't doing anything. It only shows up strong when you're about to step into something greater. It knows your potential. It knows your capacity. It knows what you're carrying. And that's why it tries to shut you down before you even start. You think fear is the problem, but really the problem is that you've believed it for too long. You've let it build walls around your dreams. You've let it tell you, not you, not this time. And some of you have mistaken that voice for wisdom. But fear is not wisdom. Fear is limitation. And if you live by it, you'll die with regret. Let me break this down for you. Anything worth doing in life carries risk. You can't build a business without risk. You can't change your life without risk. You can't love deeply, chase dreams, lead powerfully your calling without risk. Risk is the price of purpose. It's the toll you pay on the road to greatness. And here's the truth. You don't eliminate fear by avoiding risk. You eliminate fear by walking through it. You don't wait for the fear to go away. You move while it's still there. You build courage in motion, not in your head, not on the sidelines, not in endless planning. Courage comes when you take the step while your voice is still shaking. You've got to stop letting fear be your advisor. It doesn't know your future. It only knows your past. It's trying to protect the version of you that no longer exists. The version of you that was passive, that was scared, that was unsure. But there's a new version of you trying to rise. A bold version, a focused version, a driven version. And fear is the only thing standing between where you are and who you're becoming. People love comfort more than progress, and fear feeds on that. It gives you excuses. It helps you justify delay. But the truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Not because the thing becomes more difficult, but because your confidence dies in captivity. When you sit on your gift for too long, your belief in it starts to fade. Not because it's not real, but because you never gave it air. That's why you've got to move. You've got to risk looking foolish. You've got to risk starting small. You've got to risk not having all the answers. Because what you risk in discomfort, you gain in destiny. Risk forces you to level up. It sharpens your focus. It makes you reach deeper. It unlocks things in you that safety could never touch. And let me be real with you, playing it safe is still a risk. You risk wasting your life. You risk living with a what if. You risk dying full of potential instead of pouring it out into purpose. Safety is an illusion. There's risk in every path. So the question isn't will you face risk. The question is, will you risk for the right reasons? Too many of us are risking for the wrong things. Risking peace to please people. Risking joy to fit in. Risking time to chase status. But when it comes to risking for your purpose, for the thing you were born to do, we hesitate. We wait for signs. We wait for applause. But you don't need a sign. Your breath is the sign. If you're still breathing, you've still got a shot. So stop letting fear run your life. Stop letting it make your decisions. Stop giving it your power. It's time to take your power back and start walking like you believe in what's inside you. Not what fear says about you. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need perfect conditions to move. All you need is the decision to stop bowing to fear, but start stepping into faith. Fear will always be there, but now it's time for it to ride in the back seat while purpose. You don't have to wait until you're fearless. You just have to move while you're afraid. That's what real courage is, not the absence of fear, but the refusal to let it stop you. So take the risk, lean into the unknown, because fear may lie to you, but purpose never will. And purpose says you were built for this. Living fully means betting on yourself even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. It means looking in the mirror and deciding, I'm worth the risk, even if I fail, even if I stumble, even if nobody claps. Because the truth is, if you only move when the outcome is certain, you're not really living, you're calculating. You're surviving, you're managing. But you're not living. To live fully, you have to commit to a mindset that says, I don't need a guarantee, I need an opportunity. That's it. That's all greatness ever needs, a shot. And the reason so many people never taste the life they're capable of is because they keep waiting for certainty before they act. They want a blueprint for every step. They want applause before they take the stage. They want security before they step out. But life doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards hunger. It rewards the ones who bet on themselves when nobody else does. And make no mistake, living fully is not about recklessness. It's not about chaos. It's about conviction. It's about intention. It's about intention. It's about deciding that your purpose is more important than your comfort, that your calling matters more than your image, that your life can't be measured by safety but by significance. See, too many people are waiting for someone to come along and validate them. A coach, a teacher, a boss, a parent, a friend, and tell them they're good enough to go. But real freedom starts when you stop needing external validation to give internal permission. When you decide that your belief in yourself is stronger than the world's doubt, that's when you start living. And that belief is what separates the few who make it from the many who don't. Not talent, not luck, not connections, belief, and belief is a choice. You don't wait to feel it, you choose to walk in it. You choose to stand in your gift. You choose to prepare, to study, to grind, to build, even when nobody's watching. Because deep down, you know, you may not control the outcome, but you control your input, so you keep showing up. You keep sowing seeds, you keep putting in work when nobody sees the vision but you. That's the risk, and that's the power. You're betting on the unseen, on what's possible, on what hasn't happened yet. That's living. Living isn't having all the answers. Living is waking up with fire, with purpose, with the willingness to go again. Let me break this down for you. The people who create impact, who leave legacy, who disrupt industries and change lives, they weren't the most certain. They were just the most committed. They committed to their process. They committed to the mission. They committed to the grind. Even when the results weren't guaranteed. You think they never had doubts? They had doubts every day. But they kept showing up. They kept executing because they weren't chasing safety. They were chasing significance, and you can't chase both. You've got to choose safe or significant. Familiar or fulfilled average or awakened living fully means being willing to lose. That's real talk. You've got to be willing to lose some pride, lose some sleep, lose some comfort. But what you gain, privilege, alignment, momentum, peace, it's worth every ounce of the risk. Because let's be honest, what's the real cost of not betting on yourself? What's the cost of staying in the wrong job, of burying your ideas, of silencing your voice, of living half of a life? That's not safety, that's sacrifice. And not the kind that elevates you, the kind that erodes you. The kind that keeps you breathing, but not here for survival. I'm here for purpose. I'm here for overflow. I'm here for vision. That's what you deserve. That's what you're capable of. But you've got to take the leap. No more playing it cool. No more waiting for the right time. No more talking yourself out of the thing you were born to do. This is your time. Not because it feels perfect, but because you're done playing small. Because you're done watching other people live while you hesitate. Because you've got something to give and the world doesn't benefit from your silence. So decide today, not next week, not next year, today, that you will bet on yourself, that you will live full, that you will chase it. Not when the odds look good, but when your heart says go. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. The leap is scary, yes, but staying stuck, that's soul crushing. And I don't care if it's messy, if it's slow, if it's imperfect. What matters is that it's you alive, awake, walking in purpose, so take the shot. Apply for the role, launch the idea, say the truth at place. Build the dream, speak the message. Bet on yourself, because you're all you've got. And guess what? You're more than enough. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with this. The clock is ticking. Life isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. The world isn't going to stop and ask if you're confident enough. You've got one life, one shot. And if you never risk, you'll never truly live. It's that simple. You weren't born to stay stuck in fear. There is more in you than what you've shown. There is more ahead than what you've lived, but you won't reach it by sitting still. You won't reach it by playing safe. So take the risk, chase the dream, bet on yourself like your life depends on it, because don't let fear make your decisions. Don't let comfort steal your potential. Don't let another year go by wondering what could have been. Walk out of this moment, out of this day, and live boldly, fully, relentlessly, because the only way to truly live is to be willing to risk it all for the life you were born to lead.